Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call and the doors will be closing soon. Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's another great night to sit down with an incredible creator. We've got the second of our California double shot tonight. It is an incredible creator that just brings magic upon magic, and her favorite color is purple, so I absolutely love it. I talk about the magic because it's Disney cable magic. I've been waiting a long time to sit down with this young lady. She's been doing a great job with her socials. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. Let's get the opening done. Live Place. Dean does a great job with everything with the Live Place. Dreamers Empire and the Live Place right here on YouTube and all over social media. We've got some incredible partner channels, 3 of them that go for live from the parks. Myers and Mouse, Drizzle, Dream and Mouse Talk. My other friends, Disney World Freak, Dole with Dad, Dad Builds, and Team Marie's Place. They go live from home. They are amazing partners to me, and their links are right at the front of my YouTube channels. Chaotic Crusaders, you're going to hear about them throughout the show. We'll start out with Dan, Disney Worlders, 20,000+ strong, heading towards 30K over there on Facebook, doing a great job with his group. Everyone else, you're going to hear about these amazing people as we go through. And our executive producers that produce content for our channel, couldn't do this channel without them. We're grateful to have them. All of the links for our Crusaders, for our partners, for our producers are right on the front of my YouTube channel and at thePeteMcDevittShow.com. Full links to all of their content. We're working hard on Facebook, putting together a group and a page. Check us out over there. We'd love for you to come hang out and keep up with our content all the way around. We're working hard on TikTok and also on Instagram to keep you up with all the social medias of the Pete McDevitt Show. And our Discord is rocking. Over 200+ people there on the Discord. Check it out. It is absolutely incredible. Talking Disney, talking sports, talking so many other things on the channel. We do have membership available, 4 different tiers if you are interested with different perks that we have going. Membership brought to you by Claire. Being Claire and Zoel's World. Being a higher level member gets you one of the Disney minted level coins. We'd love to get that out to you. If you're a big person following the news and media with us like we do with Disney, we keep up with our partners from Chillin.
The official Disney-related news service and partner of the Pete McDevitt Show is Chillin Company. You can find this trusted source at chipandco.com or on many social media outlets including YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
We're proud to partner with all the friends that are working hard for Give Kids the World. Donna Jaworski's coming up later on here in November with her cooking, baking, marathon fundraiser. You absolutely don't want to miss that. Dave is working hard over there at Space Mountain Dave on November 11th. Donna's will be the 27th, I believe. Second annual birthday charity event coming up. Give Kids the World. It's fantastic. The Tony Fund, Fantasmic Chronicles. Tony is working hard over there to raise money for kids. All of these go directly to the fundraiser, directly to the company. There is no third parties. Check out Fantasmic Chronicles with what he's doing. We're proud to have a P.O. Box collecting all the mail. Any that you'd like to send to us, we would love to have mail sent over to us. And all of our show today is brought to you by... If you're looking for real estate in Central Florida or anywhere around the world, it's time to reach out to Compass's new featured agent. It's Christina Whitman, delivering a modern real estate experience from coast to coast. Christina Whitman and Compass will deliver you your brand new home. The magic in Central Florida, you want to find it. It's with Christina Whitman, Compass, and the #1 brokerage in the USA. We've got a moderator class scheduled for November 5th. Put it on your calendar. Get with me to make sure you get an email about it if you'd like to participate in your moderator tutorial. It's helping veteran moderators and brand new moderators be the best that they can be. November 19th also will be our nomination announcement, character, and button reveal for our next Hall of Fame induction. Everything's ready to go, and it is rocking. I cannot wait for that. I'm really excited about that. Last, we'll have a members-only call November 5th. Put that on your calendar, members. If you're members of the channel, we'd love to have you. And finally, in June, coming up, it's going to be exciting. It's our next Disney Community Hangout, June 23rd to the 25th. An Orioles game, nights at the casino, Top Golf, a cookout, all kinds of stuff, cocktail hour, and more planned. Get more information on that at our Discord. We'd love to have you join our Discord. Hey, my guest tonight, she's absolutely amazing. She's full of adventures over on her channel. I'm going to take Cool and the Gang down so we can talk about this amazing creator. Ladies and gentlemen, Disney Cable Magic. She's a Disneyland local that likes to head out to all the Disney World magic that she can find and bring it to you on her channel. On top of all the Disney adventures, she'll also take you around to Universal, Knott's Berry Farm, and a lot of local tourist attractions that she covers. Her channel, well, it features a lot of amazing magic. Trip vlogs, ride videos, reviews, planning trips, and a whole lot more. But most importantly, she loves to bring you the Disney magic. Coming to our channel, she's been a Disney fan since she was 4 years old. For the first time sitting down with me, ladies and gentlemen, it is Rachel of Disney Cable Magic. How are you, dear? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hi, everyone.
I'm excited to sit down with you. I told her before we started, she has one of the best backgrounds that I've ever seen. And she did that herself. And I tell you what, I need to have her come to my house and decorate because that is phenomenal. I love the ears. Did you make the ear racks or is that something you bought?
Those I bought on Etsy. I think I shared a link to them on Instagram a while back, but I'll have to post them again. They're really handy.
Oh, that looks fantastic. It's really sharp. So we're going to talk tonight with you. Let's, I guess, start off by telling everybody just a little bit about you in general. Then we'll kind of dig into your love of Disney, your channel, all your socials that you're doing and everything.
Well, thank you for the intro. I'm out here in Southern California, but this isn't where I'm from. I'm actually from the Jersey Shore area.
Right.
So I grew up going to Walt Disney World. That was my first park. And I went for the first time, I think I was about 9 years old. That's really what solidified my obsession. And I started going again as an adult. And then about 6-7 years ago, I had the opportunity to kind of like pick up, move, live somewhere new. And I knew I needed to be near a Disney park. I just didn't know which coast I was going with. But one of my best friends was out here. So I thought that would be a nice opportunity for us to live in the same state again. And nice. I just kind of jumped on over and started going to Disneyland pretty much every week for the last 7 years.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's amazing. I love the fact that you've been doing a lot. When I first found you, you were under 100 subscribers at the time, I believe, when I first reached out. I know you were probably shocked at who is this guy reaching out. I know he just started this thing. I'm so appreciative of the fact that your professionalism in taking the time to chat with me at that time, and we got this date booked. Since then, you're up to 302 subscribers on YouTube, 22,931 views. You've got 54 total videos on there. Doing very well on Instagram. Your Instagram has 2,574 followers with 368 posts. You also have another Instagram, which we're going to talk a little bit about later on in the show, that's important as well. And I know you have a presence also over there on Twitter as well. My moderators that will be coming in will hopefully be dropping some links for us. Your links can also be found directly in the body of this video. Let's kind of start out with you and the love of Disney. You talked about being on the coast there and coming over here and your love of Disney. How did that first start for you? Where did that magic find you first in your life with Disney?
Well, I think I can thank my parents for that because they took me to see The Little Mermaid in the theater when it came out. That was my first ever movie in the theaters. And I remember it. Like I'm gonna age myself, but I was only 4 and I remember it vividly. I remember where we sat. I remember crying and getting scared of Ursula, which is odd because now I adore her.
Mm-hmm.
I went with my brother and a friend of the family, and I think just from that moment on, I was obsessed with Ariel and
Okay.
obsessed with mermaids. And I had to watch every Disney movie after that. And then when they took us to Disney World when I was 10, we went to, I guess it was MGM at the time, and they had that animators section where you can watch the actual animators
Draw, right?
like doing their work.
Right.
And I remember just having my face plastered to that window, just being so in awe of watching the magic come to life in
I
front of
love
my
that.
eyes.
That's awesome.
And I remember thinking like I want to work for Disney one day. Like just in that moment, that's what I wanted to do one day. And that's really what started my lifelong obsession with Disney. I was just so in love with the magic of the park and how immersive it is. Especially, I love Disneyland and I love Disney World for very different reasons. But when you're in Disney World, you're in this bubble and there's just magic everywhere. And I think when I moved out to California, I just wanted to replicate that magic on a regular basis.
Love it.
So I started going to Disneyland, and I've always been very shy, quiet, kind of nervous. I don't like doing things on my own, but the drive to go to the Disney parks outweighed my need of having to be with people. So I started going to the parks solo. And I think going to Disneyland all the time really helped me build up confidence in myself. Traveling on my own, feeling like I could talk to strangers. It sounds silly, but I've always had a very difficult
I've
time
seen you
doing that.
grow. I've seen you grow in the little bit of time that I've been watching your content since I first reached out to you. I've seen you grow as a creator, and I think you're blossoming, and you should be feel proud of what you've done and how hard you've come with your inflection of Ariel and the Little Mermaid. That's all over your channel, okay? And obviously, being a young lady with hair that could match up to her in a small way. I asked you this because this kind of implies my daughter as well. Did you find that Ariel kind of empowered you for strength and you could do things? And because my daughter was that way, she was all about Ariel. Amber, when she was younger, her hair was very tint of light red, and she looked at the other girls that were blonde and everything. And when she watched that movie, I saw her find that. Did you find that for you also?
Definitely. I remember being not really made fun of, but I'd be called copper top and things like that growing up. So I didn't love my hair when I was younger, but being this princess that everyone just fell in love with,
Yes.
she was so strong, stubborn, and determined. And I loved that I had hair like her. So it made me really proud of my hair. And I definitely think what she embodied gave me a lot of courage and strength in my whole life. Made me definitely very stubborn. I'm super stubborn and very determined. Once I set my mind on something, I tend not to stop until I get it. So she definitely inspired me to be who I am today, I
I
think.
love that. I love that. And we're blessed in the fact I told my daughter when she was younger, hey, you may think it's a default now, but later on the guys will be chasing you down because it is unique. And she ended up telling me one day I was right. But we're blessed in our community to have creators that are similar like yourself, like my daughter, Mickey's Magic Meg, same way. Just like you, I look at both you as amazing leaders of content that really deliver. And I want you to know you bring that on the screen. And I'm excited about that. So I'm glad we actually talked
Thank
about
you.
that here today. Let's talk about as we go through here, as you started out your channel and you said, okay, I'm going to go live. I'm going to do something here. How did you come up and decide, all right, well, it's got to be Disney? And then your channel name. Obviously, I know a little bit because we've talked, but share a little bit with all those out there that are watching either live or on the replay today.
Well, I think vlogging for like doing Disney vlogs started almost 10 years ago back in, oh, yeah, I guess 10 years ago, like 20. 2013,
Uh-huh.
I was watching this older channel, See You Real Soon with Joe and Ashley,
God, I wish
and
they
I
were
was
still
using
doing
his
it.
videos. I do too.
Oh,
I lived for their weekly videos,
yes, they
and
were
I
great.
just adored them. I loved that I always felt like I was on their vacation with them, and
Right.
so when I couldn't be at Disney, it gave me that Disney magic at home.
Mm-hmm.
And at that moment, I was like, well, I'm going to Disney World every year. I want to vlog. But I didn't have the confidence in myself. I didn't like talking on camera, and I couldn't really do anything on my own. I didn't have that. And when I moved out to Disneyland, I was like, oh, well, I live here now and I'm going every week. I really should try that vlog thing. But I still didn't have that confidence. And then during the pandemic, I was watching more vlogs than I ever did before. Obviously, like the big ones, Super Enthused and Paging Mr. Morrow. I watched a lot of those. But then I found a channel, Disney in Detail. She's her name's Victoria. She's out and she does a lot of solo trips to Disney World. And I remember watching her videos thinking like, I can do this. I can do what she's doing. It's not scary to travel and vlog by yourself. People aren't going to look at me weird if I'm talking to my camera. And she seemed to have so much fun. So during the pandemic, I thought, you know what, I'm getting so much joy from these other vloggers, and I
Right.
wanted to give a little bit of that back. So I told myself, when Disneyland opens, on April 17th, I think it opened. I'm going
Yes.
to be there and I'm start my first vlog. I'm not stopping anymore because I'm not going to take Disneyland for granted the way I did.
I love that you did that. You bring up Disney in Detail. It's funny that I had two people recommend her to me just in the last week, and I went and reviewed her channel, and I sent her an email and gave her congratulations that we added her to our race for 100K, and we will be yelling out her channel and letting people find about her every until she gets to 100K. I think it's great that you brought up a creator that we found, and this is what I love about our community is good people helping each other and everything. And God, I will see you real soon, and they were fantastic. That's such a great call
Mm-hmm.
out right there. Being the fact of out there in California, I'm trying to interview more California people. Have you had? Let me ask you this: Have you've been to Disney as a kid? You haven't vlogged Disney yet, right? You've just done California, to my knowledge. And let's
I start at Disney World in January.
okay. So, do you find it harder to do Florida, do California as opposed to Florida, or vice versa because of the size, or what is your thoughts there from a little bit that you've done?
For me, I find Florida a little bit easier just because there's so much more. I'm not
Okay.
repeating content as much, and I feel like I could vlog from Disney World forever and never run out of something to post. Disneyland, there's not as many restaurants to review.
Mm,
There's not as many hotels. Things don't change as often, and we're not really going to get big expansions. So it's harder for me to make my content original and different and not constantly repeat myself. But then I also find that when I'm vlogging the two, it's a very different experience for me. Disneyland, because I'm a local, I'm going and I'm sharing tips and tricks, or I'm reviewing a new specific food item. When I go to Disney World, that's more of a travel vlog for me. So
okay.
I tend to focus more on what brings me joy at Disney World, whereas Disneyland, I'm trying to focus on bringing magic to everybody else.
Well, I love that because you're focusing on two separate focus points there. You're still getting everything you love, and I'm sure even when you're focusing on the Disneyland, you're still enjoying that because I can see your passion for you. It's all around
Yeah.
you, which I love with that. Let's take a step out of socials for a second. Let's talk about you for a second. Have you ever been on any cruises, Rachel? Are you a cruise person?
I actually met my husband on a cruise.
Did you really? Oh,
That
that's
was
cool.
that was my first ever cruise.
Okay. Was that a Disney cruise or?
No, it was a Carnival cruise, a cruise that neither one of us really wanted to go on, but our best friends kind of talked us into it. And then we ran into each other at a bar, and the rest was history. And then the only other cruise I've been on that after that, I don't even remember what cruise line it was, but it was with him kind of celebrating how we met. But I'm dying to go on a Disney cruise one day.
Nice. If you do it, like I encourage everybody that I talk to, please make sure you vlog. Have fun, but vlog what you can because I don't think that if you look at JoJo and both Kyle lately and with the content they put out and how they started exploding, was a lot of the cruises. I think there's a great there. I think people would love to see you having a good time. Kevin Riley says, hello, Rachel. Good to see you. He's in.
Hi,
chat.
Kevin.
So here, I love that. Jumping back in, my guest tonight, Disney Cable Magic. She does a fantastic job. Very strong over on Instagram, 2,574 followers over there, 368 posts, 302 followers. We have Rachel's channel featured in our Friday Night Focus, where we talk about her every Friday night till she hits 1,000. This young lady needs to be up there, needs more people to find her, because, again, I don't think this is another diamond in the rough. If you're just watching this for the first time, much like Lindsay Land that I interviewed earlier today, there's so many great California creators that the East Coast people just don't know about. And that's what I'm trying to do with these segments, is bring them more up there. So let's talk about, as your content here, your playlist has 14 total right there on the main playlist. You also have your replication playlist. Main focus, obviously, Disney holiday tours, Disney nighttime shows, Walt Disney and Universal blog series, Halloween at the parks, Disneyland DCA, and Disneyland Resort vlogs. What I want to talk about first is, before we even go into this, let's talk about Halloween versus Christmas. Okay?
Okay.
I've seen a lot of Halloween on your channel, which means it tends to tell me you are partial to Halloween more than Christmas. Tell me what your feelings are as it goes with the parks. Am I reading that right? Or you love them both, but just an inflection toward Halloween? Where's it go?
I definitely love both, but my love of Christmas kind of died away in my adult years. I didn't really celebrate it so much.
Okay.
Halloween, I've always adored. I love horror movies. My husband and I, from September through the end of October, all we watch are horror movies. That's
nice.
Our thing. So I always get really excited. And he's a what they call dark beauty photographer. So Halloween's kind of his time to shine. I like
that's cool.
Putting on creepy costumes, and we'll do shoots together. And then at the parks, I think it's because Halloween starts the best season of the year. Like, fall is the best.
Right.
I don't get to feel it that much out in Southern California. It never really cools down, but I love everything about the beginning of the holiday season, and Halloween really kicks that off. So I think for me, Halloween is always going to take the top ticket. But what I found over the last few years about going to Disneyland for Christmas, it's really hard to not fall in love with Christmas at Disneyland. It is so infectious. Every time I'm there, I feel the holiday spirit. It makes me excited. I want to go home and watch Christmas movies. So as much as I love Halloween as a holiday over Christmas, I think Disneyland just knocks it out of the park at Christmas time.
Are you a big fan of the holiday overlay that they do for the mansion and for obviously the Small World?
I think Small World's incredible. It's really nice because it's such a classic ride. It's nice that it changes up a little bit, especially since I go on it all the time.
Okay.
Haunted Mansion, I do love the overlay, and I might get a lot of slack for this, but I always miss the original when the overlay's there.
That's cool.
It lasts too long for me.
Lasts too long for you. I love that. I want to follow up something I didn't have on my list here. And thank you, Kevin, for all the comments too, by the way. He says, I love Disney cruises, been on a ship and have them scheduled, more scheduled now. So that's cool. Again, and if you're watching today, my guest is Disney Cable Magic. Links will be in the chat and also in the body of the video. Hit her up with a follow. Let her know that you liking her content you're going to watch. If you're enjoying these interviews, hit me up tonight as well with a follow. More to come. Let me ask you as a follow-up, because you're talking about the horror movies. Disney's coming out with some new content that seems to be kind of more, I would say, back to like the Bela Lugosi time frame with what they're doing with that horror thing. Have you seen the previews of that? One. And two, what's your initial thoughts if you have?
Well, we try to actually avoid watching previews as a whole in this house. It's sometimes difficult, but previews of all movies give so much away that we like to go, like, if we know we're going to see a movie. Like,
Are you aware that Disney's doing that?
I am, and I've just kind of I put blinders on.
So let's not talk about the actual thing, but are you excited for the fact of them doing something like that, I guess?
Yes. Yeah, I really, really am.
Okay. Because it's a whole new touch for them with the Marvel side of it with doing that. And I think it's unique. I used to love those old, the old Dracula and the old Frankenstein. And it was done so differently that I don't think we appreciated it back then. But now you look back at it and you're like, wow, that's really special. So let's talk for a second about your background. I absolutely love what you've done. I said that at the beginning. Tell everybody a little bit about what you've created there, what you've done, and obviously, I think it leads into my question, which is, what are some of the things that you like to collect from Disney? I know one, you've got an amazing set right on your head, but tell us a little bit about your background and things you like to collect that are your things for Disney.
Well, obviously, I do like to collect ears. Every time I'm at the park, I kind of leave room to buy another pair.
Nice.
So I have quite a big collection. They're all over all my walls now. And I love collecting pins. I have more than I can display. I think those are really great because, no matter how many times you go to Disney, you can pick up a pin and it's not going to take up that much room in your house.
How do you display them?
I have pin boards,
and
I'm actually in the process of changing it because right now I just have a boring pin board, but I'm going to get ones in the shapes of the different Disney icons and then categorize my pins.
Oh, that's cool. Disney Baker makes custom boards, and he also teaches people how to do them. So definitely, I've been in his studio, I guess, or seen his studio. And when you look at it on the screen, you're just overwhelmed. He makes so many creative pin boards. That's why I asked. He actually made one that's going to be behind me. So I've learned that. I didn't realize that was the whole thing. I used to just get pins and just leave them on a thing, but you're right. Displaying them is so cool. I like that idea with all the icons. That's cool. So pins, ears, anything else that you grab when you go there?
I love anything Haunted Mansion. My office is inspired by Haunted Mansion. So this is where I work full time. So I needed it to be something that I love looking at. So I have a whole couple shelves on my bookshelf behind me, just Haunted Mansion things. And then I started collecting castles kind of by accident, whether they're cookie jars, figures, the really fancy collectibles or pins. I have a lot of castles as well.
That's awesome. And so I've never asked this question, but I'm going to throw it at you. What's your favorite castle out of all of them?
Oh, well, I did get they did a castle series last year on Shop Disney with pins and everything. And I got the Little Mermaid castle, obviously. Nice. I think that's my favorite.
That whole set was pretty fantastic. Some of the people that are friends with me with the channel are huge pin collectors. And I had to go through the withdrawal of not trying to buy everything that they were grabbing, but that's really cool. I love that as you do it. So your Haunted Mansion, is that your number one ride for you out of all Disney?
Okay. Yeah, it is. It's been my favorite ride since I went on the one in Disney World when I was 10. I remember vividly going on with my brother and being afraid of the ghosts. And then when we got to the end where a hitchhiking ghost follows you home, he pretended to beat up the hologram to protect me. And I think just ever since that moment, I've just thought it's the greatest ride ever. It was the first ride I went on when I went to Disneyland. And I think it's every time I go to the park, it's the first ride I go on.
I love that. Now, since you've been at Walt Disney World, I assume you've done the two in CONUS US. You've done both California and Florida on the mansions. Mm-hmm. So that leads to my next question of what other parks are on your bucket list for where you want to get to that you haven't been to yet?
All of them. That's my number one bucket list item is to go to all the Disney parks in the world one day. Tokyo's top of my list because they have a whole Little Mermaid land that I'm dying to see. But I hope to get to every park one day.
That'd be kind of cool. I've been watching a lot of the videos from all of our friends all the way around, and there's some amazing stuff. We've had great success on the video that we put up for the Tower of Terror from over in Paris, which I was shocked. I didn't think that CONUS people would want to watch that as much, and they really have. And from what I understand, the Tokyo parks are sick. So that's good. I like that. Let's talk for a second about your second social media that you have. You have a second Instagram, and I hope I'm doing it right. Misread Cable. Am I saying that right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, I got it right. 2,228 posts, 878 followers. Let's talk. What are you doing over there that gives you the second channel? It's a little bit different platform.
Well, when I started the Disney Channel, I really wanted to separate my Disney post from my everyday post because I know that not all of my friends want to see Disney 24/7. So I separated my accounts. And then I love doing different makeup looks, whether it's for Halloween or just in general. And I love sharing those looks on Instagram. So I decided to keep my second account as more of a lifestyle account.
I absolutely love that. That's Christy's Corner is another one. I don't know if you know Christy. She does some amazing videos with makeup and all too. I love her. She does it, with her thing there. But you would love her. You should check her out. I absolutely love. I told Rachel when we started that I've been through her channel and watched a lot of videos. Her thumbnails are spectacular, everybody. Now, I don't have time to sit here and go through every last video because Rachel and I would be here until like 4 in the morning trying to go through all these because she's done some great stuff. But I'm going to highlight just some of the topics that are on some of these videos. And then I'm just going to ask you to just kind of in general elaborate what people are going to find over on your channel. There's some great stuff. There's stuff from both California and Florida, like she said. There's stuff on using Disney Plus. There's the Oogie Boogie Bash. There's coverage of the Grand Californian. There's coverage of Star Wars Night. I loved that one. You did a great job with that.
Thank you.
That was one of my favorites. I really love that. Your 4K World of Color that you did, 4K stuff. I think you did a fantastic job. I definitely think you should do more of that. If you get a chance, you're exceptional at doing that. There's 4K World of Color over there, guys. There's stuff on DCA and Epcot and covering. You've done some giveaways on your channel, which has been fantastic. You come back in, there's DCA, Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit, Muppets. I love that. That was really cool. I'm a big Muppet person. But it's not all Disney. There's some Universal love on here as well. There's days at Universal Park and coverage of different stuff over with Universal. Tell everybody, if they come to your channel, what magic they're going to find with you.
Well, I hope that when they come to the channel and they watch the videos that they feel like they're at the park with me. That's always my goal, no matter where I'm filming. I try to talk to the camera like they're my friends. So you'll hear me say things like, all right, we're going to go do this next. And I mean it because I'm hoping that I'm bringing Disney friends along with me. And I hope that they feel my love and passion for the parks at Disney. But then also when I go to Universal, I'm a bit more of a newbie there. So when I do those vlogs, I like to kind of show people the mistakes that I make. Like I don't necessarily know everything about planning for Universal. So I'll show them the mistakes I make. I'll show them how they can fix it for when they travel to Universal. And so I'm hoping that I'm still giving tips and advice that people can use, but also a fun experience for them to watch.
I love it. Welcome into Mike Emery. Hey, Cheryl, welcome in. Hope everyone stays safe in Florida. Jeannie, thank you for being here. And Cooper Rush fan. Do you know what your most popular video is on your channel? Because I do.
I'm guessing it's between either the Star Wars or maybe my first video.
It was your Disneyland vlog that you did in 2021. It's your tips and tricks, which is it's actually your highest viewed. And I love the fact that for someone who we've been sitting here talking about your passion for helping others and giving the tricks and everything of what you're doing, that's your most viewed video on there. And I encourage you to keep that going because a lot of your tips and tricks are in your top one. Now, your Star Wars one was close there too as you go through. But I love that. What do you, when you're doing your focus for your tips and tricks with Disneyland, what do you find is some of the biggest differences when people are going to California as opposed to Florida? Is it just the fact of the size? Is it just the fact of the location, the challenges? What are some of the bigger challenges that you see?
I feel like if you're coming from Florida and you're going to Disneyland, I notice a lot of people kind of panic about getting dining reservations. They're a lot harder to get at Disneyland. There's not nearly as many restaurants that offer reservations. They're almost impossible to get. I only ever get them last minute. I'm never able to book them 60 days out. So it's a completely different planning experience. You also, the other big thing I noticed too is that with Disney World, I like to stay on site because I like to be in that bubble. I don't want to have to travel outside of it. And they have so many different hotels to offer of all different price ranges. Whereas at Disneyland, we only have the 3 hotels there. Right. And they're pretty expensive for what they are, in my opinion. I love them all. I've stayed at them. I think they do offer some sort of magic. But if you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, you can be just as close to the parks and stay at one of the hotels in Harbor. So it's a completely different experience. And the other thing I always tell people is please don't compare them because I hate hearing people argue about which park is better. I don't think it's a fair argument. Disneyland is the OG, Walt walked there. It's what he envisioned. And you really feel his presence when you're at that park. It's very special for big Disney fans, I think. But then Disney World is special because that is what his dream was. That's his dream come to fruition.
Right.
So they both have
Absolutely.
different things to offer. They both have to be planned and travel differently, but I think they're both worth experiencing.
I love that. Let me ask you, moving this back out. There we go. Let me ask, I want to thank Tiki Man fan Tim for coming in and subscribing. GGH, welcome in as well. As you're doing your Universal stuff, what is your passion that drives you with Universal? Because obviously you started out as a Disneyland girl, but you're not only just doing Disney, you're doing Universal, you're also doing Knott's Berry Farm and all. What are your motivations, the passion that drives you there with those?
Well, with Universal, I love movies. That's our big thing that my husband and I do. We just love going to the movies.
Okay.
He lived in before he moved down here, so whenever I'd go up to visit, I was always too cold. So we would just go to the movies, and we would maybe see 10 different movies in a visit. So for Universal, they're all about the movie making experience, and I love the tram ride. I love going behind the scenes and seeing how they do special effects. I love the special effects shows. So I think that's what really
That's
drives
cool.
me at Universal is seeing their version of the magic behind the movies. And also I love Harry Potter, and they
Okay.
have amazing Harry Potter experiences there. And then they put on one of the best Halloween parties of the year as well. I love Halloween Horror Nights.
What as you've been doing it, is there anything that you haven't got to yet that you want to get to with your channel as far as, some of the different things that are out there around California, or is there any other parks? Are you somebody who wants to get to, like, Great Adventure or Six Flags, or, any of the ones that are in the Midwest, stuff like that? What is your thought there?
I want to see everything. I have a big travel bug. I want to
Nice.
travel around the world. Right now, my vlog's mostly around Disney because that's just where I've had the
Right.
opportunity to go since I started. But I'm hoping that as it grows and as I travel more, I can take those vlogs with me
I
and
love
share
it.
my experience with other people. I do plan on going to Knott's soon. I love Knott's Berry Farm. I think it's a very underrated park. And we've been talking about it for years, but I'd love to get out to Dollywood. I've never been there. I
Dollywood.
think that would be a lot of fun.
Tony's asking about Cedar Point. Would you like to get out to the Midwest to Cedar Point?
Yes, they have some of the best roller coasters that I've had my eye on for a very long time. I'd love to go there.
Am I a New Jersey resident? No, Kevin, I am not. I am Maryland, but I have been there before, and love that. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you, Kevin Raleigh, for being here. Thank you also to Darlene Sorsey for being here. If anybody's coming in today and watching live, or you're watching the replay, my guest is an incredible creator. Guys, I'm telling you, you go through her content, you're just going to find so much magic. You do feel like you are right there with her, and that you're accompanying Rachel when she's doing it. She is featured on Instagram with 2,500 subscribers, here on YouTube 302, should be more than that. Hopefully you'll look at her content and consider giving her a follow today. Ryan Rose says, hey, Cedar Point, my home state of Ohio. Yes. Tiki Man fan had subscribed to you. Also, Shara said, hey, I just subscribed to Disney Cable Magic on my tablet. Thank you, Shara, for doing that tonight. We appreciate it. Give her a follow if you like what we're doing. Check out her content. And if you want to watch it, give her the follow. Don't just hit it to do that. And same with me. If you like interviews, we interview Disney creators 3 days a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday hangouts. Hit that subscribe tonight and come back. Let me ask you this: what's your long-term plan? Long-term plan with your channel. Where would you like to be? If I could talk to you, Rachel, in 5 years from now, 5 years from now, Disney Cable Magic, where would you like to see your channel be?
Well, I'm shooting for my dream. I would love that this was my full-time job.
Nice.
I didn't know that this was going to be my passion. I've kind of felt like I've been looking for my life's passion forever. And I get so much joy out of editing the videos. I don't think I have more fun even at the park sometimes. I love watching the footage back, taking footage and thinking I can't make a video out of this, and then being surprised when I do. I just think it's such a rewarding experience for me. So I'd love to be able to do this full time. But if not, I hope it's a promise I made to my husband that as long as I'm having fun, I will keep doing this. It doesn't matter what the viewers are. And so I'm just hoping that I continue to keep to that promise and not give up, because it is a lot of fun for me. And I've met some amazing people like yourself because of this channel. And I don't want to give that up for anything.
I love that. Speaking of making pins and pin boards, there's the Baker coming in to say hello. I was just talking about you, Baker. She has a pin collection. I was telling her about your pin boards and what you do. So welcome in, Baker. I love the fact that you said fun. That's a key. And the thing that I always tell everybody is, you've got 2,500 people on Instagram and 300 people over on YouTube right now that love what you do. And at the end of the day, you're making those people happy. And while we would love to have thousands upon something else and do that, just keep in mind that you are making people happy, and that's a key. And I can tell you, I am overwhelmed by the way you do your content, and your editing, I think, is very good. I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you did, I will tell you, your editing is very good. You've been working on that to improve that a lot. What I want to do is take a quick break here and hit a couple community segments. When I come back, I want to talk with you about some fast-paced action. We're going to talk about some quick comments, quick answers to learn a little bit more about you. I'm hoping, guys, while I'm doing my community segment, maybe you'll take a look at our channel. Open it up and click on the video section and just take a spin through there and look at the incredible content, the great thumbnails, and all this great Disney love that you could enjoy. If you could hang tight, don't go anywhere. When I come back, don't have 3 ghosts sitting with you. It'll scare the living heck out of me if you pull that one out. I know you're an ear person, and we are featuring, I'm not going to play the commercial right now. I played it early, but I will feature it. JSA Creations. If somebody could just drop their link in. If you get a chance, Rachel, I was talking about them earlier with Lindsay. Check them out. They do custom-made ears that are 3D that are incredible. They've got a whole thing on Instagram for every type of theme you can think of. My daughter's gotten several of them. They were nice enough to send me. I got a pair back there, but they've got some of their Haunted Mansion ones are ridiculous. Absolutely.
I'll definitely check it out.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, ridiculously good, not bad. All right, we'll be right back with Rachel in just a minute, guys. She is the magic. She is Disney Cable Magic. I've been waiting so long to sit down and talk with her. We're having a lot of fun tonight. Pete, I enjoy your channel and everyone, Disney and Sports. Thank you, Shara, and thank you for subscribing to our incredible guests. Magical moments, everybody. People in the parks this week brought to you by the Disney Baker. Pins, building pin boards, baking from Disney, all out crazy magic. Baker is fantastic. He loves to bring this segment to you every week. There's Provost Park Pass. I think he's over in Paris. I love that. He found a Mickey. That is pretty cool for people that are in the parks. And you can always count on Provost with a big smile there. Do Philly crew hanging out with R2. Do Philly and R2. Walt hanging out at the Marvel event. When he was out at D23, he found Cap Shield. Love that one. JD Prigg hanging out with Samantha Lowe out there in the parks, having a good time amongst themselves. This is a good one. The Panda, the Big Fat Panda, was out on one of the Disney cruises celebrating the Halloween season. That's good stuff right there. Disney Dynamics with a great photo spot down in Florida. Love the Dynamics. Becky. I love Becky Menken from WDW Radio and MEI Mouse Travel. I hope I'm saying it right for Becky. She'll probably call me and yell at me if I don't. I would if I said it wrong. There she is. She's got the Hulk. She found it. If you don't know Becky, you should. She's iconic in my mind. There's the Baker right there hanging out with Donald Duck, celebrating Hispanic Heritage Time. There is the Disney Nerd Herder hanging out down there in the park. We love Charlie and the Nerd Herders with a character.
Nerds!
Yes, nerds. The nerds are in the house. Our Dream. Disney Plus Day down there with New Philly Crew and also Sebastian the Crab. Good picture there. This is a good one. Maria hanging out with Donald. Maria wearing her pumpkin patch shirt. I have that shirt. It's a great shirt. And this one, I got to get a hold of Piano Rob. I love this shirt. I don't know where he got it, but I absolutely love that shirt with Mickey on it. I'm going to call him tonight, and hopefully he's not working. Didn't get a lot of mail this week. We did get a nice postcard from Carla and Kiko, and I thank them for that. We also got some little mail out from our friends at Tropical Nerds. I'll talk about more of them on Friday, but we do want to recognize and say thank you to the amazing. It's the holiday time. You got to be thinking about snacks from the park, popcorn and treats and more. I got to order something from them. I'm going to order something this week. Check out our good friends.
Main Street Treat brings Disney to you. Hey, we're Rob and Mel from Disney Connections and the new owners of Main Street Treat Company. So come visit us over at mainstreettreat.com to order your treats today.
I'd like to say congratulations to people on this channel. This is Casey's Corner of the World segment. He brings it to you every week. Baker says, nice videos. Just 1 year. You are doing great, Rachel. And that's Baker reaching out. Make sure you're, if you like her videos, Baker, you're giving her a follow. Give her a follow. Welcome with the Woods. 250,000 channel views on their thing. Great job, Woods. Nick and Job. Good job. Paul's Adventure, over 1,000 views, 1,000 subscribers on his channel. Congratulations, Paul's Adventures. Moments of the Magic, over 1K. Hitting over that magic 4-digit number. Drew in the Moment just went over 14. Dancing all around down there in the parks. Ear to Ear Magic just went over 14 as well. He and Drew are having a race to 100K, their own little race. And Rope Drop went over 30K. Congratulations to Pat. Our last segment before we bring back our guest and finish out an incredible interview we're having tonight is a race to 100K. This is where we recognize creators that are trying to get to 100,000. We want to see Rachel and her channel in this race. As soon as she gets up to 3,500, we're going to get her in here as well. Disney Dynamics brings you this each week.
Hello everyone, it's Chris with Disney Dynamics. We bring you tons of Disney content with a little bit of humor. My mom thinks I'm funny anyways. 4K unboxings of Disney merch and promo codes to save you money. We bring you live to Disney parks, and then after the sun goes down, we head to Disney After Dark, where we mix Disney-inspired drinks and have slightly inappropriate conversations with our Disney friends. If that sounds good to you, you're just the right amount of weird to fit right in. That's Disney Dynamics, spelt with a K for some reason.
All right, race to 100K. It's the top 5. A lot of California magic in the race right now. Jay Steele, 4K WDW, Best Life and Beyond, and Disney Dave from the UK. We got creators from all over the world in the top 5 right now. If you don't know about this segment, it's where we recognize creators that are 3,500 and above up to 100,000, trying to help them get to that number. I don't want you to go and just subscribe to these people. None of them. What I do want you to do, if you're looking for more Disney magic and you haven't found it yet, go over, open their channel, see what their content is, and if you like it, then hit that subscribe and watch their content going further. There's always a Disney in Detail that we talked about a little bit ago that we just added into the mix. Also, the Pew 2 are recent new additions to the race. 75 down to 30, some incredible content creators there. California, Florida, all covered on the mix there. 30,000 down to 20. California, Florida, Alaska with Leg Life covered. A lot of great 20,000 mix. That's a solid number. You're on your way to 100K. Can't wait to see them get there. 18.8 down to Mouse Talk at 13.4. Our partner channel, Vivid Vision, has fireworks over top of him because he jumped over people recently. Again, look at Diz Life of ours, just under 15. They might get there pretty soon. Great creators. John Messina, hello. Annette says, a lot of great channels. Yes, absolutely. Paul's Theme Park out of Cali, down to One Little Spark out of Florida. Ava Loves Disney gets the fireworks this week. She jumped over some people, but that is a ton of magical love in 10K Marketplace. I can't stress enough. 995, they're actually at 997. They're real close to 10K. Is Diz Our Dream leading the pack down to Wonders of Magic. Chip & Co., our partners in here, amazing people. And all this group is really good creators from all over the world. Back half of the race, 756 down to 56. A lot of creators. Mouse Vibes, who I love out of Cali. They're going to be on the show very shortly. Myers and the Mouse, Carney, Steve's World, Daga Park Strippin', all featured from down in Florida. And finally, the back half of the race, because you have to start somewhere. 5-5 down to 3-4. Dave gets on there because he's one of our partners with football. We love those guys. We want to see all these people get up over 10K, hopefully at some point during their career. Again, congratulations to all these people as we recognize you consistently on the channel. Just a reminder before we get back to our guests that every Friday we do Disney news and merch. It's a 3-hour show from 10 at night till 1 in the morning. It is all legit news and merch, and it's a creator hangout. Any creator that has the link to my channel is more than welcome to stop in, say hello, and talk about what they have going on while we talk news and merch. This Sunday's going to be the Baker. He's going to be sitting in the hot chair when we go off the wall with the Disney Baker Sunday at 6. Can't wait for that. Next Wednesday night will be one show only. Magically Mad Adventures will be tuning in with us and talking about her channel and everything she's got going. And a reminder real quick that every Tuesday night, if you missed it, we do Family Feud here on the channel. There are prizes to be given out, and it's not anybody on the screen. It is the chat playing only. The chat plays Family Feud every Tuesday night, 9:30. Between 9:30 and 10:30, we adjust based on what's going on at the park. Stop in, play the feud, get a chance for some great prizes. We always have some fun here on the channel. All right, let's come back up to my guests. And again, it's an amazing young lady. You can see her channel right there. It is Disney Cable Magic. She's done a great job with all of her content, with her editing and what she does. Let's sit back in. Let me ask you, with being out there, and you talked about the magic of feeling Walt's presence. Can you just tell us what it is for you when you're there and you can look up and see the firehouse. You can, and look over top of it and see the lamp. You can know that some of those benches and that street that's there were places that Walt walked, that you know that on that carousel he's been on it, and so many other things. Tell me what that means to you as a Disney fan, being able to have that magic.
I'm going to try to do it without crying because I get really emotional talking about that kind of stuff. I think I especially felt it after the pandemic or when the parks reopened.
Mm-hmm.
Not getting to go to the parks for so long, I didn't realize how much I needed that magic in my life. And I remember walking through the parks for the first time on reopening day.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I kind of felt maybe a little bit of the excitement that they felt on opening day. I think it was 1955. And I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I am nervous.
You're
but
okay. You're good.
When we walked through the park and everyone was waving and cheering, it just kind of brought me back in time. And I took a moment for myself that day and just walked in Walt's footsteps a bit and just remembered to thank him, because I know he always said it all started with a mouse, but I think we all know it started with him, and that it's not just the parks we wouldn't have, but it's all the friendships we've made along the way through
Absolutely.
Disney, and all the memories that we're having, and then the memories that we give our children and then their children. It's something that one man gave us all because he dreamed.
Love it.
And so when I'm in the park and I, can look up at that lamp at the fire station or walk through the castle the way he did, I just try to remind myself that he started with a small dream. And I
Yes.
think that's where everyone starts when they want to achieve something. And I don't know what's going to come of this channel for me, but I'm going to keep going forward with his vision and passion in mind.
That was exceptionally well said. Exceptionally well said. Let's do some speed round here as we do it. Let's do some speed round. Your favorite park out of everywhere you've been in Disney, number one park for you?
Epcot.
Epcot. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I like that. Welcome into Collaboration of Curiosity, COC. Welcome in. Great to see you. I can take you right now. We can use the Doctor Strange teleportation, and I can take you and rope drop any place right now. One ride. What is it? You can walk right in.
Can we time travel? Can we time travel?
We can do whatever. Yes, it's your call. Tell me where you want to go.
All right. I want to go on the People Mover in Disneyland.
Ooh, I like that. That's the first time we've had that. That is a great call out. Excellent. I love it. All right, now I'm going to test you. DCA or Disneyland? Which one's better?
Oh, this one's hard. I'm going to have to say Disneyland. I love DCA because I love Cars Land, but I always do find it a little bit odd that we have a California-themed theme park in California.
Yes, that's kind of, I've always felt that way myself. It's kind of weird. So let me ask you this. Favorite Disney ambiance hotel for you? Where you have a hotel of Disney ambiance, where do you want to go?
I think it's a tie for me. I have been obsessed with the Grand Floridian since I was a kid. There's just something really special about that hotel for me, like the piano player in the main lobby.
Yes.
One of my best Disney experiences is from there. And then we just recently stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
How great is that?
Yeah.
We did that. My daughter talked me into that when I came out of the hospital, and I was against it when I went there. I went there reluctantly, and afterwards I was like, this is really cool. So that's a great call out. I love that. Since you've been down to Florida and Epcot, what is your favorite Epcot pavilion?
It's probably the Italy pavilion, which I know that's not normally one people pick out, but Italy's my favorite country in the world.
Nice.
And I can't always get out there, but when I'm in Epcot, I kind of get to feel like I'm there for a bit. Plus, the drinks are perfect.
The drinks are, I mean, it's a tough call. It's a battle for some of those drinks because Japan's got that red velvet, whatever the thing it is, and France has got that Grand Marnier, but Italy's got some great stuff. I think also Disney recently, I was a little frustrated on my last trip. I think they've realized that everybody's starting to find Italy a lot more, because it seems like on the as we went up to go and look at what food was available, the prices were a little bit up over the last time. So that's something else I noticed. So hopefully Disney doesn't keep doing that, because we love Italy. When you walk into World Showcase, are you going left toward Mexico or right toward Canada?
It depends. I don't like to do the same thing every time.
Love it.
Prior to my last trip, I always went to Mexico because that's where the rest of the family wanted to go. But my husband's Canadian, so on this trip, we went to Canada first. And then I think I went to Epcot like 5 or 6 times in the last trip, and I always switched it up depending on what I wanted to do first, whether I wanted to get an empanada and margarita to start my day, or if I wanted to feel like I was kind of back home in Canada for a bit and walk through there.
I love it. We've been hit Canada hard lately. My son thinks that booth with their steak is the best thing to come since, I was with him, sitting there with him, not paying attention to him and my wife. And Jackie had walked up and I was talking with her for a minute and I turned back around. Preston's got 4 steaks in front of him. And he's like, we're staying at Canada's the best because Canada's better than America. That's what he said to me. So I do love Canada. It's fun. The whole restaurant and everything over there is great. Love it. Favorite Disney property hotel for you? Favorite Disney property hotel?
I'm gonna pick one from each park. I love all the deluxe resorts, but I really love Port Orleans Riverside.
Ooh,
I've
good
stayed
call.
there a few times.
Yes.
And it's so peaceful and quiet. It's not as bustling as some of the other resorts. You really feel like you've gone down the bayou. So I love that one. And over here, I love the Grand. There's, in the US, there's not another theme park where you can walk into it from the hotel. And I really love that experience of going straight from the Grand Californian out into DCA.
Yeah, that's where we're going to stay when we go out. We've looked at it. I know it's a little bit more than we probably want to spend because, like you said, it's a little pricey, but Disney's got it, but it's worth the experience to do that. I'm going to finish up with this, then we'll sum things up here tonight. What is your favorite all-time Disney park nighttime show? Like for me, it's a battle between Wishes and Fantasmic. What's it for you?
Both of them are actually on the West Coast, which surprises me because I didn't think they would be, but I love Fantasmic. The one over here is I love the one on the East Coast too, but the one over here is just so incredible. I think because you're closer to it, you're not sitting up in an amphitheater like you are on the East Coast. And then I really love World of Color. Every time I make someone watch that show, they kind of like, oh, really, a water show? And what's so special about it? And they're all crying by the end of it. It's just such an emotionally moving show.
That's fantastic. As we finish up tonight, let me just throw it over to you for open cast, anything, final thought of the night from your side of, well, let's say the Haunted Mansion in California.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm really appreciative that you found this channel so long ago and that I think it actually is one of the things that kept me going when I felt like, can I keep doing this? So I was like, no, I've got that interview and I'm going to do my best. Just whatever happens, happens. And definitely the best thing that's come out of Disney vlogging for me has been the friends that I've made. And some of them are on this chat tonight. And
love it.
It's just a place that I never thought that I would be, and I'm forever grateful for it.
I love it. For me, a final thought for you is I love the fact of how far I've seen you come in the little bit of time that you've done it. I think you have a ton of potential. It's just one of those situations where people got to trip across you. And I say that to everybody, every last person. I said that to Nate years ago. I told Nate a long time ago when he was about 10,000 subscribers, I was sitting down having a drink with him in Florida. And I said, hey, you're a 100,000 channel. I said, people just got to trip across you and find you. So I hope that you keep finding that passion to keep doing what you're doing. I think you've done an excellent job. I've seen you grow. I don't think you've even touched what you can do. I encourage you to stop by our Friday night show whenever you have something going on or you want to do it, because we just need, for the California creators, like I told Lindsay earlier, and I'm going to tell a couple more people in the next couple of weeks, we just need more people to find you, because there's some incredible people out there with huge hearts and great creators. And it's always been that. It's kind of like, I relate it back to the years ago with the rap wars, East Coast, West Coast. Sometimes I feel like that. It drives me nuts, but I think you're doing an excellent job, and I'm grateful that you came on today, and I hope you keep creating. Do it. I'll finish up tonight, and then you can, when we hit the end, just hang on for a minute. We'll talk after the show for a minute. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. Thank you those for subscribed to our good friend here tonight. It's a great community, Darlene says. Darlene, I love you. I love your avatar. I hope you come back again. Do me a favor. If you love your favorite creator, whether it is Rachel or someone else, whoever it is, do me a favor. Do the things that are free. Give a like, leave a comment, share the stream. The Spider-Man effect works. More people caught in the web finds it, brings them in. And by all means, if you love your creator, hit that subscribe. Tomorrow, I guarantee you, if Rachel wakes up tomorrow morning and she has 2 new subscribers, she'll be thinking, hey, what video can I do next? It does work. Trust me. I get up every morning and look at it myself. And it's a 2022 channel challenge. What I tell you is, when you go into a creator, give them 10 minutes of your time at least. Popping in, leaving a like, and leaving hurts your creator. Doesn't do a daggone bit of good. It brings their watch time down. You want to help your creator? Give them 10 minutes or more of your time to watch them, and their watch time will go up. The algorithm will find them more, and boom, all of a sudden they're doing well. Kevin said, yes, I tell many of my followers of the Haunted Mansion page and travel page about her. Well, thank you, Kevin, for doing that. We appreciate you for doing that. And that says, thanks, Pete and Rachel. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. She's an amazing creator. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the interview. Tell Rachel how great she is. Give her a follow over there. Rex Cable says, hey, great interview. I know about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just Joey's world. We're all living in it. Time is short. This interview and this stream is in the books. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Musketeers, for joining the party. We'll be looking for you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, all.